Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Asia's Return. Tonight we're playing a game, a campaign, a story set in Frostmark setting and system. Everything created by Marc. There's a content warning for tonight, a bad language, heavy topics, and perhaps some gore. We shall see. With me I have a wonderful cast of players. I got Acheron, our ex-agent of the church, played by Aspen. Hello, welcome. We got Ginevra, our mysterious priestess of the church with a huge question mark, played by the lovely Lola. Hello.
Of the church?
Of the church!
Everyone.
And then we got Titania, our heretical scholar, played by Lilith. Hello.
Me. Hello.
And then the enigmatic Miss Aaron Steeren, played by Adriano. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so what happened last time, gang?
People died.
A lot of combat, yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
lots and lots of fighting.
It was like the end of one combat, and then we started in another combat.
Yes.
Yeah,
So we were fighting the guards outside the mine, which included a nasty zealot with a very strong arm. That I think at the start knocked down Aaron, and after having already knocked out Medea, so Ginevra used her healing abilities. Oh god, my laptop is running out of battery. To bring them back to their feet, and therefore made it obvious that she was working with the church, and so became a target. But Osprey's phantasmal killer spell was enough to finish her once and for all. And then I'll let someone else continue.
Yeah. We make pretty quick work after the big boys are taken down and the remainders surrender, but then no survivors. Make good quick work of the ones running away and surrendering as well. Ginevra consoles Medea. Acheron and Aaron have a brief conversation, and Aaron does Malachine healing things. Osprey and Tia go and collect a bunch of souls from the from the bodies. They start searching through the camp for any sign of anything of importance, in which when Miron brings Titania and Osprey into the main tent to look at a letter and a couple of important symbols. Let's see. There was discussions of. I'm just gonna go with the words that are in the recap and not paraphrase.
The
Clearing
Shillelagh
chambers
goddess?
and delays. Looking
This is
for
the first time I
crystals.
saw that. Oh my god, that's awesome. I'm sorry. Carry on.
No worries. It speaks of vessels and requests for help from a quote-unquote older sister because the Countess is being problematic. We're suspecting that it was written from one Blackbird to another. Titania recognizes the symbol as Coptic, familiar with the language from her spellbook, but requests time to study them so she can properly discern their meaning. And I'll throw it over to somebody else.
I guess when Tia was done with being in the tent, there was some discussions around campfire, where Acheron compliments Bogdana for being a heckin' bonk god, and gets her opinion on what the church offers and whether or not beyond in the mine is going to be dangerous. And says that whichever option doesn't lead to war is good, despite the fact that we just literally killed a whole bunch of people. anything else doesn't really matter to her, and she was very readily wanting to like give herself up. It didn't matter to her one way or another if like she made it out of that alive or not. There was some interactions with Aaron and Acheron, with the fact that he seems to be perfectly fine being just on the cusp of death. But speaking with Ginevra, he mentions that he was glad to hear her voice in the void bringing him back. And Ginevra says, "Don't make a habit out of it.
Scolding time.
Don't do that."
Yeah. Titania.
Nice, but don't do it again.
After a short rest worth of studying, is able to discern the meaning regarding the runes that they had found. The first reflecting a passivity, lurking and waiting, and the other reflecting things that are forgotten, hidden, or lost. Yeah. Another conversation that does not include Titania, so I'm throwing it over to you guys.
Go on, Aspen.
You're muted, just so you know.
Muted, push to talk.
Where are we? Sorry, I zoned out.
Where me and you have a private conversation.
Oh, yeah, we were like, hey, if we get into an altercation with the church, I'm worried that you're gonna have to pick sides. And then Ginevra was like, there's a bit of a conversation about like their past and how both of them met each other when they were both lost and forged a friendship there, and a lot of conversation about like looking out for each other and just strengthening old bonds, stuff like that.
And that they could find each other again after all that time. To
Yeah.
protect each other again.
And then we
Um,
go into the death cave.
Well, before we do that, we kind
Oh.
of have to. Well, Miran separates us, splits the party in a sense, telling Medea and Dennis to stay behind with Bogdana, as we would want to go into this spooky cave of which Aaron has been before. So we go. Take a walk inside the mine, and before going in, Acheron mentions, or at least maybe non-verbally mentions, that they want to go in first because, you know, mines be their jam, and something like that. And
More
Aaron
like they're
gives-
just more familiar with them rather than they like them.
well, sure, I guess not everyone likes jam. And fist bumps Acheron to cast light in their hand, which is super cute apparently. By the writer, was it not the writing?
Yeah, very cute.
we go inside, and
Cute little fist bump.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, we go in doing some investigation, looking deep into all of the little details in that mine, which were like, any magic, please? Titania casts detect magic and is like, everything here is magical, dear God. I can't get a sense of what it is or where it's coming from.
There are these strange statues of one man, one female form, with their hands smashed and crumbled. We were all kind of inspecting different things, the beams, the floor, Aaron checking above for any enemies. But eventually noticing the cracked table with a square indentation, that gives him a flashback of finding the blue stone that once was in his sword, and followed him over into this world from one he knew. And two Coptic symbols that were on the previous letter that we had found. and ones that he had seen before he had his long sleep, recognizing this chamber as his tomb. Keep going, Aaron.
Yeah, for sure. So just a clarification on that, it's more like he found the stone rather than the stone was in the sword. So just the other way around, really. But when Titania steps away from the table and he considers that if something bad's going to happen in the vicinity, he is the only one that's probably going to get hurt. He summons the sword in front of the agents, which is technically kind of the first time he's done it on purpose in front of them. And slams the pommel of the sword into a receptacle within the table, and it does something magic-y as it casts like a portal in the middle of the room. And Tia's like, I'm in, all in. Excuse me whilst I get swallowed by a little tiny whirlpool made out of stone and sand.
Let me just say that we didn't know it was a portal at the time. Titania just saw magic circle and was like, ooh, I want to investigate, and then got swooped, gone.
What else the magic circles do? I mean, it's never good. It's always going to be
Kick your
something dangerous.
ass when we are done being sad.
Still worthwhile.
And on the other side, basically, everyone's like, well, Tia's gone. Basically, well, Aaron was like, well, hey, that's my charge. That's who I swore to protect, and guess I gotta go in there too. So then we all like got swallowed in, and then we poofed into another side, another area of the tomb, of which there was 2 sarcophagi, and one was smashed in the southern part, and then one was still complete in the north, and there was some ancient text on it in which Aaron translated, which was saying, Abjuron, when the first calls once more, may his shield remain ever vigilant. And then there was a bunch of other sort of panicking as Acheron basically has a meltdown, being in the tomb, and in the midst of the sobs or like the gentle rocking in the middle of the room, like people walking by here, like they're probably fine, just walk it off. And Aaron does like a little lullaby, like plays Acheron's lullaby to try and help them, which kind of softens the blow, and they're able to join. But the party eventually decided to push open the covering of the northern sarcophagus with the ancient text on it. And lo and behold, within... Someone else can pick up?
Death itself. In the
No,
form
something
of
shiny.
a ceramic skull with like flower designs. Because what else would be inside a sarcophagus in a locked tomb that required a magic portal to get through? And I don't remember if someone touched it before the bad thing happened, or if it just hated us on contact. Right. Because we looked inside of a sarcophagus, saw a skull, and went, ooh, let me just go grab that real fast.
I didn't.
In the middle of casting Identify.
Lynn would as well. If you needed to touch it in order to cast Identify, it would have been touched either way.
That's fair.
Either way,
Yeah,
the touching happened.
Yeah.
And Death Inkarnate essentially zapped several people, like half of several people's health in one go. And then it was a very fun thing that I can only describe as a death parade while we all stood helpless watching this thing, immune to all physical damage, go around and take people down one by one.
Titania was coming up with a plan of like, oh fuck, we gotta get... She was like, detect magic up, saw the connection between the sword and Aaron and the skull, and was like, get the fucking sword in the sarcophagus, we need to seal this thing away. And then we managed to do that, but then the skull continues to attack.
Wasn't the right choice. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It still goes around, and we're like, what do we do? And then I struggle to remember the actual details in terms of how it started, but the skull, or a whisper, starts in Aaron's mind. An ancient voice, as time kind of slows down, as Ali basically bleeds out on the ground and Osprey being unconscious. F for Ali in chat. And a quick but decisive conversation happens where Aaron bargains with this entity to release them or to save his friends if he agrees to what he kind of knew was being asked. And despite everything, he says that his first instinct is to say that he's not going to see her again. And with a breath of decidedness, he says, okay, then that's just what has to be done to save the people that are around him now. And the skull basically tells him, you got to do what our bargain says you got to do, and select the people who should still remain alive. And immediately, selects Tia and Acheron, and with the previous conversation of how Ginevra basically revealed to him that she was more than just a church lackey, and there was more to her, and she had a mission that kind of aligned with his. After a brief pause, accepted Ginevra to, not die.
Continue amongst the living.
to continue the breathing thing.
Cheers for
You
breathing.
get to be part of the live club. Welcome.
Yay, you. And after that, the skull sort of maneuvered on over Aaron, and this dark shroud kind of fell over him, and he just went on basically a rampage, killing the agents without any sort of regard for their life. I don't know exactly if Bexxy mentioned anything about how he looked, but maybe you're doing that now.
I think it was the skull that killed the others. The skull stopped from attacking us and went and just killed everyone but us.
Yep.
Well, it did clad itself around Aaron, but for only a while, once Aaron was in a way, and then it detached and continued this killing spree.
Yeah.
But for a moment, they acted as one. For sure.
So after he spoke with it, he went around killing the people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that.
No, yeah, it
Changes
clad itself
things.
around Aaron to get closer to Miran and Silas, and then attached itself and continued on its
Yeah, I
killing
think
spree.
what
Oh, yeah,
Bex-
Aaron didn't do the slaying. It was more like you saw that the skull, and Aaron were kind of connected in a way, and then
Yeah.
after a pause, left Aaron and murdered only the people that Aaron said to go murder, and then fell dormant back in the crypt.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so the skull was the thing that went around and killed the others. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hmm.
And we leveled up!
Woo!
We did level up.
Yay!
Yay!
That makes everything okay.
Nothing. Alright, okay. Well, I'm gonna be a bit of a downer.
Oh no.
You didn't level up.
As you should probably.
That's true.
Things are not okay.
Alright, let's do this. Let's move back also to where we were.
I very much like that fucking
This fateful room. What can I say to describe this unforgettable moment? Words truly fail to aptly paint the chaotic torrent of emotions going through you all. A second ago you faced your own mortality. Whatever that creature demon entity was, it turned out to be inescapable death.
So loud.
No matter what you did, there were no salvation. Then a brief pause in the violence, an intense stare shared between creature and Aaron. Then it just stopped hunting you, and only focused its path of destruction on your captors, but in time turned to a form of friends. Ali went down first. It was rather quick, really, fortunately for her. She dived after a few spasms of pain on the floor, too much in torment to utter anything more than some brief guttural groans. Then she simply curled up around her withered and black left hand, that she hugged tightly to her body,
auto-attacked you to death.
and then she just stopped moving.
I
Osprey lost consciousness with angry tears in her eyes. This was another kind of pain, a pain of realizing that what made you special was utterly useless. What made her better in her mind than the other common humans was her expertise with her magic, but her flair of it proved completely ineffectual. The creature sucked her vitality from her body, turning her into a shriveled husk of a person. Her eyes rolled backwards, then she fell, and then shortly thereafter, she just stopped breathing. A surprisingly quiet and peaceful ending for someone so rambunctious. A cruel irony. Silas at first asked jokingly why you aren't lifting a finger to try and help him. Then desperation bled into his tone, then a single word escaped his lips. Help. Yet, despite the simplicity, it managed to rend something within your hearts quite raw. There was sincerity there, sincerity you haven't heard from the carefree agent before. But there was nothing to be done. When he really realized that there were no slick or clever out from his situation, and that you couldn't aid him, he just dropped his knife to the floor and embraced death with a smile on his lips and a wink in his eye. Meulen was honored. For many reasons, he didn't speak. But the sound of his desperation as he fought with everything he had to protect himself, and the constant judgmental stares he sent in your direction, that spoke volumes. Volumes of betrayal, pain, frustration, grief. The complexity playing behind his eyes were enough to fill a book. It was hard to listen. It was hard to see it. It was the most difficult to hold his gaze. A true survivor. But when backed into a corner, he fell backwards into a sitting position, his otherwise healthy body turning into that of a black and blue, blotched, malnourished husk. Even so, he breathed, wheezing for breath.
Okay, nice.
Every breath raspier than the next, faster, more desperate.
Nice.
And then, there were none more. A face filled with surprise lolled to the sides with glassy eyes. After the deed was done, the skull simply floated back to its resting place. The shadows dispersed and it fell the last centimeters with an echoing clank. There were never any expressions on it, except for that of a hateful screech, but the simplicity in his movements make you imagine a nonchalance, a mockery.
Compliments from strangers.
No pomp,
Oh my
no
God,
evil
they're-
laughter, nor ceremony. Just a task fulfilled, and a whisper. Claim my orange sister.
Oh, big.
And just like that, a deafening silence fell in its wake. You have faced death before, your own and others, but this, to watch people die like this by an eldritch horror of maddening mystery and power. Strangers are one thing, but these people turned things were not strangers to you. Causing and seeing death while defending yourself in battle is also one thing. But again, to just observe and listen while doom approaches for others, that felt wrong. Felt like the soft wings of death brushing up against you uncomfortably close. It felt dirty. Shock abates, giving path and space to other emotions. So, my survivors, what will you do next?
Just happened. She's just staring at Meulen's body and down at all of them.
What the? I got. Oh my.
She'll turn around to Aaron, seeing that kind of moment they had hovered before it went around. It was attacking all of us, and then it just changed. What did you do?
Aaron looks almost sorrowful towards Ginevra. What needed to be done? It spoke to me. Much I didn't expect, but it asked me to make a bargain. And seeing what was actually available here, there was no other choice. I don't mean to cast any judgments here, but this is kind of your fault. One
My
way or
fault?
another. Like, I don't know exactly what would have happened if someone else touched it, or if we just did not touch it, but you just reached out without care, Ginevra. How foolish. And now I had to decide my fate in order to appease this entity, to ensure he did not murder each and every one of us.
What did you bargain?
Me.
Why does it want you?
Something about how and who I am. I don't know exactly the meaning of how I'm able to touch the magics since my deity is gone, but something about it felt so close to me. Something maybe whilst I slept. A binding of sorts. I don't recall the dreams. Or maybe a couple, but not all of the dreams. But for some reason it knew who I was. And for some reason I had a conversation. I don't recall. Yet when it spoke to me, I knew exactly what he was asking me to do. And what he was asking me to give up. I am somewhat bound to it, in a sense, now. But we're alive.
We don't find a way out of this room.
Tanya, while this conversation is happening, is already looking for a way out. Like, immediately, like, seeing that the skull's now understanding what's going on here and seeing all this death is no longer interested in looking into any of this and is just detect magic up, looking for any sign of a way out.
Finishing this off, I guess. Aaron continues looking at Ginevra, somewhat upset, but accepting. I felt something pass through me when I made that bargain. It offered to me extra tools to carry out its will. And looking over at Miran, he looks past Ginevra and then shifts his focus back to her. Tools that may help, or not. And he passes his gloved hand over his face and will be able to cast Disguise Self and appear as Mirren.
Her eyes widen. And then she returns to the kind of shaky stoicism face that she's had. So you can tell she's trying to keep it together and not have an explosion in response to this event.
I want to take their bodies with us. They deserve as proper a burial as they're going to get. Just we can give it to them.
They were our captives, Acheron. Why do we want to spend any more time on them?
Because they never got a chance to be anything other than monsters. And I know you can't understand what this is like. Nobody else will bury them, nobody else will mourn them, and nobody will remember them but us. They
Osprey was a
deserve
child. They deserve to be buried.
to be people, even if they were monsters. And maybe we will be the only people who will treat them as such.
Does anybody have any signs of a way out? I'm not getting anything.
Do I feel the method of exit after the bargain, Bexxy?
There's there's a bit of an itch in your sword arm again.
Yeah.
I will summon the blade in my hand. It materializes in a wispy smoke.
Like, didn't take
And
that
as soon as
substantial, because it's just
you
so
do,
wonderful.
there's another like soft pulsation of blue light, and then orange coptic runes that appear from underneath, landing at the surface of the stones, forming a circle.
I point my blade towards where that is, because I don't know.
Yeah, it's
where
a
it
bit
is.
like before.
Wait, before we go, we need to talk about what we're going to do. Medea and Dennis are still out there.
Medea has already chosen to side with the church. Let me talk to her. We give her an ultimatum. Either she's with us or she's not. And if she's not with us, we can't have her reporting back. It's simple as that.
We can't continue as if it all went bad and she's the lead now and we have to continue the mission and
No. Either she's with us or she's not. We're no longer under the church. What we're doing next, whatever suicide mission we decide to be dragged on or go down, is up to us. We have a limited amount of time before the church figures out that we're not with them anymore.
We can attempt to deceive them.
Do you
Gesturing
know
to...
all of their codes?
Doesn't have to be something so elaborate if it just means that Medea is disarmed by things, not just us coming out and no one else. If you want to
Next time Irene tries to send a message to Miron, she's gonna know that he's dead.
A limited number of time, a limited amount of time before the church finds out. We need to decide where we're going and get as far as we can. We need to figure out if we're still doing the stupid fucking thing with the rocks.
we're still getting to the artifact.
I'm
Is there
sure
anything
you
like
have
this?
a way into the castle that I'd love to hear.
I might.
Let's get out of here first and foremost. I don't want to stay here.
You said you're what, bound now to do this thing's bidding?
No. It doesn't control me in any sense. It was merely a bargain.
So what if you don't do its bidding?
I'm not forced to do what it wants, but it just so happens what it wants and what I want are exactly the same thing.
What is that? Because after seeing what that thing wanted to do to all of us, that worries me.
Were
It's
you
what
ever
you
under
want
any
too.
other impression, Ginevra? We're all monsters here. Just
I'd like to know
different
exactly
ones.
what kind of problem you'll be facing.
It wants to be reunited with what was taken, and he points his blade towards the shattered sarcophagus to the south.
I heard the
You
words
want-
claim my orange sister before it went dormant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, presumably that is the artifact we're searching for. It's been described as orange previously.
That was my impression too. And I know, Ginevra, that is what your mission is.
Is it
Yes,
going
sir.
to be happy with it just being returned here?
Wait, what do you mean, Ginevra's mission? I'm sick of not being told anything.
No, you're right. Now's a good time to talk.
So start talking. I hate being underground and I seriously want to leave.
We should go.
I want to get to the artifact so I can let through a different god. That's it in a nutshell. You
I'm
can go now.
sorry. Did you just say you want to release another god?
Yep.
Fucking insane. God. Which one
To
is
give people
this?
choice. She's the goddess of the water.
That doesn't sound overly terrible. What's the catch?
Who knows? But I
Agree.
think it can't be a lot worse than one monopolizing and oppressing all others.
But replacing one tyrant with another tyrant still
It's
means
not a
you're
replacement.
under a
He won't
tyrant.
go back. A new one joins.
So we're just adding a new tyrant to the mix then.
There's no reason that she would be a tyrant.
All gods are tyrants as far as it sounds.
It's because
That's
you've
not
only
true.
known one.
You've experienced gods in a way that is distorted and twisted, Acheron. Rian being who he is to you and the church is not exactly what all gods are. Your jaded opinion is not accurate. Yes, gods are fickle, and they have other agendas beyond us mortals. But they're not all bad.
Will-
the dead people in the room and just I wish they got
Will-
to understand that first. To start pulling bodies into the circle to try to bring them back with us.
Yeah, Titania picks up, or fails to pick up Osprey's body, and kind of just drags instead.
Aaron will nod and just like walk over and basically grab her by the ankle and toss her body into the circle.
He's Aaron.
Okay.
Gonna get
Again, failing to do with my -1 brawn, but.
Alright.
Acheron's at
So
least
you
trying
guys
to
are-
be
Let's
respectful.
go.
Okay, well that does it, but
As fast as I can.
it's you do earn yourself some looks.
Earn some
Yeah,
what?
if Aaron's
Some
being
looks.
disrespectful, Acheron's gonna like be death glaring at you.
Yeah, Titania's doing her best to not damage the bodies, but she's not very strong.
True.
All the heavy grunt work.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you put all the bodies with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
but I
are.
think there's if the circle's around here, then.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. Uh-huh. Okay.
They're in the room with the opening. Acheron's going to say, we should deal with Medea and Dennis before we do anything. That way we know how many holes we need to dig.
I'll leave you to talk to Medea.
I might need backup depending on how this goes, so.
I'll be there.
Oh my god.
Acheron's going to look at Aaron.
Really nasty.
He looks back
I
at
kinda wanna
them.
go in here.
Come on.
All right. And sinking through the floor again, the world ceasing to be, cease to breathe. Your senses fail you, and then you're
Alright.
kind of pushed out from the floor on the other side in the other room.
You touched
Leaving
everything.
all of that as far behind you as you can.
I disperse the sword as I come through.
Alright. The orange shine
You
from
got it,
the
you got it.
teleportation circle disappears with it.
Acheron would suggest we just like they said, leave the bodies here and we'll take whoever's coming with us back up with them and head out to go confront those we need to.
Can we just do Aaron just wants to do a quick check on Silas, on his body. For
Wait,
any
that's
personal
right. This is a
effects.
good idea. We should check their body. Acheron, excuse me. We'll check their bodies for tools and poisons first. That's a good plan.
Okay.
Tanya's looking for a spell book.
I'd like to check Mirren for anything that could link him to the followers of La Puana or that kind of thing.
Okay. So everybody that wanna search a body, make me an investigation cunning, please.
Oh,
Not
nice.
20.
What?
Ooh.
Can't play right.
Well, you're particularly searching.
Non-natural 20.
An unnatural.
Oh, because we're 4.
Oof. It'd be hard in the cave to search.
Oof.
Oof.
Guess I'm not really looking that hard. I figure if anything's important, the others will find it. I don't think I probably want to touch their bodies actually very much. I think Acheron's kind of like, this is the most heinous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. Okay. But first of all, Titania.
It's because it was a.
Hi.
It was a,
Hi.
Got an early kill on me.
Hi. You do find, of course, a book. There's,
Yeah.
well, the rapier she gave away.
That is definitely how it works.
They're wearing pretty fine clothing. They're traveling, clothing.
Okay.
In a hidden pocket on the inside of their jacket, there is a crystal. A crystal that
No, that happens.
Acheron has seen in their
I
youth.
can actually check.
Oh no.
No.
Tell me more.
It has two red lights in it, and then one kind of wine red light trapped within its crystallized matrix.
You can't do anything with me right now except like play the game. but
You
nothing else.
also find very much tucked away is a handkerchief
I don't even receive
with an emblem.
8 days.
That you recognize, seeing your background to be the noble house of Crowhill, Martotti.
I get a spelling on that, please?
Yep.
Oh yeah, you fly, right?
And kind of woven into that is a chrysanthemum flower.
Gotta be shitting me.
Oh, thank you.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
You also, of course, find a book full of arcane
At least
scribbles.
you caught it. I'd rather you
Yep.
catch
Yes.
that. and
Titania's gonna
die.
take the crystal, take the handkerchief, take the book.
Question.
Yes.
While we're doing this, or do you want me to wait till the end? Where have I seen this crystal? If I see Titania pull it out.
Well, you mined for it in your youth.
Okay, yeah, we're addressing that later. We have other things for Acheron to do first before we bring that up. Alright.
Alright.
Fun.
Okay. Okay. Ginevra, you got a 20. You're searching Miron?
Sure.
Yeah,
As long as you're good.
she is.
I don't know.
Sorry, I forgot I was on it. Yes, I
Oh,
am.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Of course, he has 3 knives on him.
I can't play while high.
2 were easily, found. One was hidden in a boot.
But you have
He also
zero
has a
naval
number of, like in one of his belt
weapons. You
pouches,
play NAW
there
when you're
is glass and liquid. He probably had the wherewithal,
Yeah.
even as he was dying, to destroy
Give you a chance to come back.
whatever poison he was traveling with. Yeah, fucker, I guess.
That's so rude.
He also, of course, has a light crossbow and bolts.
Yeah.
There's also like an inner pocket that has a number of seals. Seals, probably for communication directly to the cardinal and the church when you send letters.
But not actual letters.
Oh no letters, but if you got a wax candle, you know, you can.
So no incriminating insignia anywhere on his body or on his person.
Make me a medicine cunning.
Okay.
Nice. No. Is it soggy? Probably like.
Okay. Consider this role and consider your background as working as a priest. I gotta choose my words carefully now. Within the Rihanna Church. You know, tattoos, of course, is a very, very common practice on Frostmark. And then there are certain tattooing that is that almost everybody shares. And that's usually the kind of religious symbology surrounding the naming, the coming of age, the union, and whatever farewell ceremonies you have been a part of. Now, as agents, that becomes a little bit more tricky, because this means that you can be identified by the tattoos on your body, because you're able to trace basically a family connection. So whatever naming tattoos, if any, the new recruits are picked up with, they're usually removed. And for whatever mission they're going on, either they go completely without tattoos with these names, or they create fake ones. Then there are, you know, fake tattoos on Meulen, tattoos that are not permanent, and you know the different types of tattooing, because they're subtle, but they're still there. And Meulen is rather old. I mean, he is closing in on his 40s for sure. But the religious iconography tattoos around his naming and those tattoos, they're not faded by age. They're deliberately faded.
Ja. Men han har också bra like, han är så snabb att springa in och ut.
As in, he has, or someone, or he has gone through the effort of diminishing those marks upon his body.
Okay.
Adrian.
I don't really care about the skins.
Aaron, you research Silas.
You threw that.
There's a letter in a pocket. Easily findable.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually.
I'll take a look at it.
It's one of the early ones.
It has a very crude little doodle of a middle finger and a fuck you.
Like that's all in the paper.
Yeah. It's not really a real
Fun
letter. It's more
character.
like a note that has been. But you also find, of course, as Titania and Ginevra find like a pouch of money, you know, knives. You only find 2 daggers though on Silas. No poison. Nothing else.
I like pick up the daggers, and in my palm, and just hold them out to Acheron.
Marcy.
Can always use more knives.
Oh, LC, Legion Commander.
should learn how to use a bigger sword.
I hate Skyrim, mate.
Tiny pointy things are just ineffective.
By limiting yourself to one weapon, you limit how effective you can be. Get good, perhaps. And then we'll talk. Shove the daggers in some sort of holding plate, you know, whatever. I could totally see Acheron doing the, like, waistband gun thing just with knives.
Like a bandolier.
Yeah. Just...
Oh boy, everyone, time to mark up some money.
Okay,
Not
can probably
much,
drop
but-
that into party stuff.
Yeah, party
yeah.
funds is good.
But, I will say, just for the sake of RP stuff, because I find Dick all, I'm gonna play it as Acheron, like, starts searching and then gets, like, distracted by the rock that Titania pulled out and is just kind of staring at it in that, like, 1,000-foot stare type way.
Akron, are you well? Do you know what this is? I'm gonna cast. Titania's gonna cast Detect Magic on it real quick. Or actually, she has the radius up, so she could see if there's anything magic happening here. So.
Well, that's true. Okay. You've heard of these from your training, but you were never actually, like, allowed close to one, or to have one in your possession. And you recognize this to be a soul gem. A blemished soul gem, which contains 2 potency 1 and 1 potency 2.
Yeah, I know what that is, or at least I might know where it came from. I don't actually know what it does, but...
It's a. I heard about them briefly when I was in the Falcon program. They're meant to hold souls, though.
No, those came from... I know the mine that probably came from.
What?
We can talk about it later, but... I think... those were mined in the mine that I grew up in.
2015, I played
Fuck.
Chen.
I can tell you more about them later. We have too much to do first. Let's
Yeah,
get
let's-
the unpleasantness over with first, and then we can talk about
Yeah.
how you have to be wrong, because that mine was so normal. So. Right, who's coming with me?
I'm not leaving you alone.
We're all coming, aren't we?
Great.
I think Chen mostly of
Grund, like, rolls their shoulders,
Are we
looking
taking these
resigned.
with us or waiting until after?
We need to see how Medea and Dennis react before.
At least I can say I have a
Okay.
100%
Better to know how many graves we're digging first.
Akron. Are you prepared? In case this goes badly.
37% win rate with
I'll do what I have to. I always do. Trust me. I've done worse things than this. Akron gives you a smile that doesn't reach their eyes. This is the job, isn't it?
She's died once before. I'm not entirely sure she will want to go to that void once again, knowing that's
It's her
what
choice.
it comes down to it. You can always lay into this strange idea that I'm an angel.
This. Either she's with us or she's not. And if she's not with us, she's an enemy.
All right. I have your back.
Thank you, because I don't know how much her training has advanced, but we were at least always equals in training, so.
I think it's more of the emotional connection you have with her. But if everything is able to be left behind, then steal yourself now.
Don't worry, we already had a conversation about it, and, she picked the church, so
All right.
it's nothing to lose. And Acheron's gonna take a deep breath, and we're gonna go confront them.
Alright.
Acheron is, like, not walking with, like, a I'm out to murder purpose, just kind of, approaching, very... how they usually do. They've like steeled themselves. You know, it's weird to say, but this is the easy part. This is the part they understand. You know, join us or die is perhaps a return to
Somewhat normalcy.
yeah, a fucked up normalcy, but a normalcy for Acheron. So, you know, Acheron's done far worse things. And, you know, all that stuff. So, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the first worst breakup in the multiverse? I think I win. Emo. Anyway, so let's go. Front them.
Alright, okay. Give me a hard laughter.
I
Okay.
think I win.
So,
I think this is the the worst breakup to Electric Boogaloo.
Please.
you leave the tomb behind who has gotten some new inhabitants.
We'll be back.
And carefully with the light that you have in your hand, throw back to Dennis the first. If you remember.
That is the
Yep.
first, the kid.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You take your you take the little path down that winding, rather treacherous still, stony path that leads back to the camp.
Look at them. They're pictures without actions.
Oh
They're
no!
alive.
No.
Sad all over again.
Back to being sad.
More bodies for the pile.
It'll be warm tonight.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Wow. Yeah.
God, Lola.
You can't just
Quite
say
a lot
things
of
like
bodies
that.
though tonight. That's true. That is for sure.
This might be one of the
true.
deadliest nights in history for us.
It's been a bloody day.
Yeah.
Blood for the blood
It's
god.
only about to get worse. Alright, let's hope that Dennis and Medea make the right choice.
Okay, so the immediate thing that you hear as you walk past those big mounds of like stone that they have like excavated from the strange temple that you have left behind, you take another bend and immediately you see Dennis indeed standing guard by one end of the camp, immediately going, "Oh, hey, they're dead! They're back! Oh, I was getting so worried. What? There's so few. What's going on, guys?"
Come with us, Dennis. We need to talk about something.
Of course, Dennis being rather loud. Bogdana, just moves her head towards you, and she was definitely not sleeping. No. She totally dozed off, and she kind of like came awake with a little bit of a startled expression, and Medea slowly trails her way across the, well, no, a little bit, fast, across the camp, looking at you all, and then immediately she sees your faces and how serious you guys are, and her hand immediately...
Oh, and the fact that we're covered in blood too.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you look a little bit emancipated, some of you. Funny, not Ginevra this time.
Do you mean emaciated?
Oh fuck. Yes.
No, it's a big deal. Just emancipated means freed from like legal. I guess we are emancipated. That's why I wanted to check.
Technically, that's true.
No, I just wanted to check. Yeah.
Yes. No. The other one.
Okay. No worries.
And seeing the state of you guys, her hand flickers to a dagger. She doesn't like race it towards you. She just has it like as a comfort in her hand and like run up here. And what's going on? What's happening?
The others are dead.
God.
What?
The others are dead. There was
How?
an incident. There was an incident in the tomb. You have a choice to make.
Acheron, we can at least explain before.
Dennis just goes sheet, like white as a sheet. Looks towards Medea, looks towards you with like the kind of tennis head. Please explain.
There was a cursed artifact of some kind present in the tomb. And it went after the church members before going dormant again and leaving us alive with their 4 bodies in the room.
But what? That doesn't make any sense. Princess Ginevra's with you.
We're not entirely sure.
So, conveniently, all the agents, my colleagues are dead?
It was
Added to?
horrifying. I could describe it if you want. But you don't want
Please
to
don't
know.
be snarky.
So it's because I wasn't an agent.
What?
I don't.
I wasn't briefed for that. Look, you need to explain yourself better.
A weird monster came out of a sarcophagus and stole the life out of everyone else except for us. We have no explanation and there was no way out. Explanations won't bring them back. It is what it is.
Empathy, composure.
Whom?
You.
Also,
For what?
Ajax, you're especially loud right now. I don't know what you did, but your mic is like peaking a lot.
Ah!
I think, it's the mic turned off. I think we're hearing it through the computer.
Oh, that might be it.
Feedback.
No, it's the air conditioning, I think.
I don't have it on. I think my microphone just hates me and I need to perish immediately. What am I rolling?
Empathy, composure.
No, I'm rolling empathy composure. You're
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to say, yeah, what am I rolling for?
I'm gonna roll empathy composure. You're gonna roll. She narrows her eyes on the whole thing of like, we didn't do this. It was a strange creature that did it, right? That's what she is saying. And you did hear Aaron. You did hear Aaron say that I made a pact, and therefore I only killed these people, and these people were spared. You know.
So is it persuasion?
So it's definitely deception in this.
But I'm not lying.
Oh yeah, we did hear that from Aaron, I guess.
I guess that's true.
No, change my.
You're deceiving.
Well,
You're not
yeah.
lying.
True. Fair.
Can I help her in that with my comments?
You're more confused than helped, to be honest.
I mean,
in this
can I at
regard.
least make an argument for presence, because I haven't said anything to help. I've just been relying on acting as normal as possible, and Medea's known me for a lot of years, so not changing my body language would help.
No, I get it that you're trying to keep your face, natural. So yeah, okay. So deception, presence from you,
Yes.
and empathy, composure.
Why does Roll20 hate me?
The dice gods give.
They take it.
No, they don't. Give what? Suffering?
Yeah.
Give the middle finger, maybe.
Hey, it's not in that one.
Sucky,
You're like getting up there.
Okay. That's crazy. In Rion's name, but kind of demonic. What is this place? I guess if you find a demonic artifact, we should have been more careful.
Medea, we need to have a conversation about how this continues.
You can see that she's starting to, wanting to bite back. And then she's realizing that, wait, no, shit, that is this kind of situation. She turns a little bit more ponderous.
I don't want this to be violent, but we're not going to be prisoners anymore.
Aaron's gonna back around there with moving behind them and kind of folding his arms defiantly.
It's not like I enjoyed all of this to begin with. Right.
And now you have a chance to stop it.
That doesn't push lane.
But we can't have you reporting back to Irene. This is your chance to be free of her. I said that I would never stop loving you, and I meant it. But we both know that this only ends with us together or one of us walking away. So pick.
Her eyes go
Me or the church.
wide at this ultimatum, and it's a bit of a step back.
There's an opportunity, Medea. We've got the chance to be free, and I know everything that you fear. We got the chance to change that fate. You're more than welcome to come along with us. Same with you, Dennis. I understand if it's frightening. Changes very hard.
I don't know if I would survive if I went out on my own, so I don't know if this is the
Also-
right thing to do, but
It is the right thing to do, because something that we've been keeping from you that Marin knew and actually told me he planned to go to the Solar Priest about was that Irene has been colluding with the Ravenmoors in a way that is problematic, warmongering, and actually kind of heretical. Irene does seem to be quite interested in all this demon stuff, devil things. And you and I, Medea, we both know how power hungry she really is. We both know this isn't about the religion, this is a power play. She's trying to start a war that's gonna kill who knows how many people. For what? Power? If you can't do this for me, if you can't do this because it's right, do it because she's a heretic. Because she's helping people who worship the Stormlord, who is seemingly, according to the fight we saw, opposed to Rion in some degree. Do it because you don't want to see more people die. Aren't you sick of watching people die, Medea? I know I am. I'm sick of being the reason people die. We have a chance to do something about it.
If we are able to stop a war, Medea, think of the sheer number of people you'll be able to save from being consigned to that oblivion. To be able to enjoy life just a little while longer, you know?
Think of the number of people who won't end up like us. We all know where orphans go. Think of the people who won't end up like Henry. Or any of our other classmates.
She looks down into the side, like letting the curtain of like woven hair shield her eyes for a second. She then drops the knife and holds up her hands. No, you're right. I don't like how Cardinal Irene has been
Är den Mars bra eller?
handling the situation. Nor do I like how she has treated all of us, really. You're not really giving me any choice, so sure.
Empathy, composure.
Empathy,
check.
composure.
I know her, and I don't trust a damn word she's saying.
I've fought her before too.
God, dirty 20. Yes.
If she approaches, Tania's gonna take a step back behind Aaron.
Yeah. This girl was top of her class for manipulation. I don't trust this.
There's always been a little bit of a stress, you know, to Medea. Attention. And after the confusion of the moment and being faced with this ultimatum,
Kommer kanske TP sätta.
she seems calm. More at peace with her surroundings, and there's definitely conviction behind her words.
So I believe her.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, Acheron also lets out like a very like this is one of those like breaths of relief where like the person's like almost like collapsing under like the sheer relief of whatever. Okay. Well, if we're all on the same side, then I would like to provide a proper as possible funeral for the others. They deserve it.
That would be kind.
Ja, han gick igenom. Mars gick igenom.
Alright. And Dennis? Yeah?
Mars band was igenom.
Better stick around with us as much as we can. We will try to protect you.
Han är en idiot.
Yeah, you seem pretty cool.
Jag tror han gör
Thanks.
det här dit.
Akron kind of punches you on the shoulder. You're cool too.
Oh, Dennis.
Oh,
I think Acheron just like looks at their shoulder like, what is this? Like Acheron just looks like it's not even a what did you do? It's just like confusion. Like what? but just
He
doesn't.
notice. Doesn't notice. You have
Great.
had some quite adventure, I hear. Either you have been very, very lucky, or well played.
Maybe a bit of both.
I guess I get to live a few days more.
Do you know what was gonna happen when we went in there?
No, I had no idea. No, I just thought that, you know, when my usefulness was over to these people, they would kill me with a poisoned knife.
Yeah, that was gonna happen.
Yeah, but hopefully we can prevent that fate now, I guess.
As long as you don't betray us.
What is your intention now that your life is no longer in jeopardy, Bogdana?
Well, to slap some freaking sense into my lost apprentice.
So you'll be joining us then?
Well, as much as I can. I don't know if I'm able to keep up with the youngsters these days, but if you're willing to wait for me to call my goat, then it's probably possible.
I think we could use a rest.
Yeah, we won't be moving tonight.
But to give those who have fallen in battle a respectful send-off, well, that's just a decent thing to do.
Aye. As we... Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, if the scene's not over, keep going.
I just had a question about the agents, so it technically is over, but it's fine.
I wanted to ask GM.
Ooh.
Tanya, as she's thinking about this funeral rite, and thinking about Osprey, is going to flip through Osprey's spellbook looking for a name, and if she can't find it in the book, I'd also like to make a... Because, canonically, Titania has studied the genealogies of Croho families. If she knows... If she could, like, recall in her memory what a child of the Matoti family around Osprey's age, what their name would have been.
Yeah, okay, make me an intelligence check to see how much we can remember about the house.
We think alike.
Can I do that with a history check instead of raw intelligence?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, with yeah.
Dirty 20s.
Okay. Wow. Well, so House Matoti is like, not the oldest, but a rather old noble family that is based around True Chapel in southern Crow Hill. Many of their members often found themselves within positions within the church, within administration, within the government itself, or as within law. So they're definitely a powerhouse when it comes to moral superiority and academics, if that makes sense. They arose from nobility, not necessarily. Yeah, they're not from the age of Genor, where you have these old families that have ruled and been considered nobility since then. You know, important people in Genor's sphere. But there was a member of their family, Lily, who saved a knight in Lead from death on the road and this was a very important night, and they were given, low nobility from that, but since then have risen up to become quite a powerhouse. I wouldn't say it's like the top 10 of noble houses, but they're definitely one of the players in Cromwell. And considering what you know is that House Mortality has had quite a lot of children. All of them are named after flowers in tradition from Lily, and from what looking at Osprey's age and remembering like the newest bunch of children underneath House Mortality, it very much fits with Chrysanthi.
I have a spelling.
Yes.
Tanya's just gonna note that down as she goes to prepare her funeral rites.
And indeed, Osprey did have a chrysanthemum flower woven into the Mortality crest.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Any more questions for me? Before we take a break?
I know how to do funerals, right? Is that something I was taught?
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Yeah, okay.
Dawn, so like the rising sun with this movement take the soul to the solar realm where Rion, lives, so you can fight in glory against darkness until you die and reborn on Frostmark. In an ever circle of glory, I guess. But it's you burn the bodies. You do not bury them. Buries is a very poor man's kind of funeral. Like when you're really, really, like, for example, ships out at sea. They have to throw the bodies off. Or they don't, if you don't have access to any kindling. Like, it's a very poor man's funeral to be buried.
Question for the GM.
Yes.
Remind me what the rules are for how long post slaying someone does a soul exist before it's impossible to drain?
6 minutes.
Right. And then the question is to...
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes to walk the path from the temple down here.
Yeah, we let them fade.
So the souls are faded.
Len and I already talked about that.
Yeah, Titania definitely thought about it, but it was like, I know these people. I can't. I would. I'd never forgive myself.
That's a line I'm not willing to cross.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, no, that ship has sailed.
Well then,
To the
we
afterlife.
should definitely burn them instead of burying them. I forgot that was what you do.
It's okay. That's easy to forget. To be purified, in holy fire, to destroy the mortal shell, so the soul can be truly set free to join the solar realm. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. And then usually, people save the ashes and either buries that in some place or displace it in their home, or there's some very grand, mausoleums for those very rich. So they have something to go to and remember them by.
Akron's gonna ask Medea, I guess while we're preparing this stuff, if she knows either Mirren or Silas's actual name or their agent number, so that, or if Mirren and Silas is the name they preferred to go by.
Rough.
I do think that Medea knows their agent number. I don't. Wait, no, I do have that on hand. Maybe I do. Maybe I did it a long time ago.
Har du inte fått en tång, Erik?
Maybe.
Where's your boy?
I mean, if not, it's just quick maths, right?
Well, a little bit better than that, but yeah. Is it here?
Tar den.
This is here. Wow, I do have it. Okay. So, Meron is 723901.
Vad vill du?
Oh wow, good for him.
And Silas is 728906.
That track. That's kind of funny.
Definitely tracks. Yep.
The difference. Staggering. I love that. That's kind of funny. So either Silas was last in his class, or that was a big year. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and Akron's gonna ask if, because I don't think I've ever seen, Akron's gonna ask if Medea knows how to spell Mirren's name. I know I do, but like in lore, that way I have it.
Oh, Medea's pretty sure that Meron is not their true name.
Okay, but it's the only name Akron knows.
That's true. Very true.
The implication here is,
Yeah.
I think Akron would explain that, like, you know, they need to be represented on someone.
Annars är djupt.
True.
So, adding that to the tattoo list. And then Allie is probably Allie's real name.
yeah.
I would assume.
Me and Dennis are just sacred arms, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're soldiers.
Poor
Yeah.
Dennis.
Not agents.
Poor Dennis.
They're not agents. They're just ranged units in the military.
Yeah.
Rip.
Basically.
And this is why we want Dennis to become main character.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a family man.
Family
Go
man,
home.
Dennis.
Settle down with a nice lady. Have a kid or two. Simple life.
Bowmen privates in the Sacred Arms Forces.
The last, like, funeral-esque thing that Akron will do is, like, after they've gotten their bodies and done, like, the funeral stuff or whatever, Akron's actually gonna pray for them. Just send a quick, like, you know, not a conventional one, but just, like, a quick prayer to Rion, basically asking him to, if this wasn't his plan for people and the church has taken him out of context, to forgive them for all the bad things that they did because they never got a chance to be anything else and they thought that they were doing what he wanted,
What the fuck?
and to give them another chance. Because if I remember correctly, reincarnation is like the middle ground between, like, heaven and hell or whatever, and Akron thinks they deserve another go. And Akron ends the prayer, just kind of looks up at the where the sun should be. It's not like in the sky, but like looks up at the sky or whatever, because suns or whatever. Just very quietly, watch over them, Henry, and gives them a little nod. Their fight is over, and
I think also
Medea, helped to prepare the bodies. Straightening out their clothing, things like that. And and she walks over to Silas and detaches a sack that is hidden in the lining of a particular part of his shirt. It's not that big. It's basically like it's like a fruit sack kind of like size, you know, like you have oranges in, that kind of maybe I don't make any sense. Anyway, it's like a very faded linen kind of deal, and she throws it at Akron, and there's another piece of folded paper that she hands over also to them, and she says, I thought this would come in handy considering what we're planning to do. Also this, I have no idea what this is.
Akron's get them both, because why not? Akron's avoiding having the conversation about the rocks, so anything to get in the way of that.
Okay.
So, what's on the piece of paper?
Well, there's more text. No crude writing this time. Or doodling. Instead, you can read in a rather messy kind of writing style. First of all, hecking good job. It's not easy to defeat a god. For this feat of history, I guess you're worthy of a prize. I liked my stash of money and art whilst I lived, but I don't enjoy the idea that my secret hoarding would rob another the opportunity to experience that joy. Well, at least after I'm gone. So go out there, spawn of the greatest heroes, and claim my treasure. Do with it whatever you want, but please, for me, spend some of it on booze, drugs, and sex, and share my name at least once in your debauchery. Love, Valentin.
Love what?
Valentin.
Hunting. A lovely name.
Hur mycket magical eller physical damage?
Ouch, Bexxy. What's in this? What's in this sack?
What's in the sack? It's weird because it has a weight to it. But there's it's empty.
Okay, I'll just hold on to it. And I will, after reading the note, I will sigh, read it out for everyone as it is technically his last words.
Yeah.
And so that everyone knows that, and if anyone looks confused why it's signed Valentin, because I don't think Akron has actually said that they get new names to anyone here yet.
Tanya would know.
Titania would know, but I'm not sure the other two would. Akron will kind of sigh and say, when agents are taken into the program as children, we are stripped of our past identity and given new names. So, it's like that was his.
What was yours?
Gaia.
Gaia?
Gaia.
Why do you keep the one they gave you?
I didn't. The name they gave me was Kore. Acheron I chose after leaving. A new name for a new start.
Good for you.
Speaking of starts, not to go to funeral. If we have more funeral stuff, that's fine. But if not, Akron's gonna talk about the stone.
Speaking of starts, maybe we should go for a short break.
That's fair.
Stop
that's
this
true,
short break. Like before we get too much into the funeral, I have to halt here. Thank thank you everybody so far that has been watching. Now it's the opportunity if you want to ask questions and give comments to me. We're just gonna go and refill our glasses, empty our bladders, pet our pets, and we shall be back shortly. Alright, hang
I want to
on.
go get a hug. I'm sad.
Go and get a hug.
I'm sad now, Bexxy.
Right back. Oh, sorry. Alright, here I am. So sadly, no, I haven't prepared the American sad trumpet song. That I have not. And JJ, thank you so much for pointing out the lore cards help. I'm really happy to hear that. I spent some effort on them, so makes me glad to hear that they work what they intended to do, which is to quickly catch you up on some of the terms that we throw around.
Oh my god, I'm focused on
Love the link to the historical chapters. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And indeed, there's also a link that goes around sometimes to the session summaries for all 3 of my campaigns, so you can keep up. If you miss one or you jumping in like this, if you want to go back and see what happened in the past, there's also a link that gives you an introduction to Frostmark, because we're not playing technically D&D, it's an overhaul that I created that seeks to improve character customization and focus on narrative. Remove some video gamey aspects. At least that's the hope.
It's very cool.
D&D plus. Damn. I don't know.
If you like your character's combat or like style reflecting who they actually are, check it out. It's really good.
Yeah. That's actually a design philosophy of mine. Like, I tried to create a system where it felt more harmonized, the character you have in your mind and the character you have in your paper.
It's so good. I mean, I've talked at length with everyone, not to like take over, but like as someone who like is in it, you know. I've talked at length with people about how like it's because Acheron's a really interesting build. I don't think you see a lot of people with Acheron's build.
Yeah, no. I mean, Aaron is a confusing mess. Awesome.
But it makes sense with each character, like it.
Yeah, and
it's really good.
Titania
I tell everyone about it.
A cold student, a wizard, bard, and paladin. Like, whenever do you get that?
No, it works so well also with like your character's style or whatever. Like, it allows your personality to really come out in combat. Like, I think if anything, the fact that Acheron has one of the most simple fighting styles in the group almost fits them perfectly.
True. Yeah,
like it's uncomplicated, focused on damage, strategic, and all of that stuff. The build for Acheron is so I have 4 levels discipline, 1 level finesse, which would in D&D would be monk rogue. But Acheron's build is focused on dealing damage and not sticking around to face the consequences. due to the ability to select at each level, like which bits I was taking from like one AO or the other, Acheron has almost double the movement speed of anyone else in the game right now, with a base 10 movement speed. Acheron also has the mobile feat, which allows them to get out of reaction attacks so that they can run away. And Acheron's build is entirely focused on dealing damage and then GTFOing so far that they can't reach me, and then coming back and doing it again. And it's it's really effective a lot of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really good, and it kind of fits their character super well, their backstory and how they were trained. And it's simple but effective, and I think that also really describes them as a person. So I think it just fits super, super well, and it's a really cool way of using. Because I took the first level of finesse for like sneak attack, which adds damage to doing damage, and I'm gonna come back around for things like what is it? It's like uncanny evasion dodge, or whatever uncanny dodge and evasion, which is gonna help Acheron not be hit, and it's that kind of right. And I think that's a really interesting build, so I think it fits them very well, and the system's really great for that kind of thing. So
yeah,
I absolutely also recommend
two
checking it out.
aspects to that, like decoupling a lot of things from the classes. Like there's no ability score that sets your spell casting. You don't get a bunch of proficiencies, with skills and saving throws. Like all of that is decoupled. So you can choose them separate from the classes. So the classes doesn't push you into a certain shape, a form. And then that you do not need to, when you multi-class, you do not start at level 1 in all the classes that you have access to. Instead, you are able to pick abilities from your current level and below. So that helps you to, I think the right term I would say is cultivate. Cultivate the image that is your character.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very cool.
Yay. I don't really get to work on my system that much lately because I've been so tired. I've just been playing it, but hey, that's been really fun. But it's weird to talk about it now again. It's been some time ago. Talked about Frostmark.
Also gotta give you props for Exaltation. I like that as a melee build without magic, I can still use potential to do cool stuff and get more mastery points or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, but Exaltation has been tricky. I really enjoy where I've gotten to it now, but of course it probably needs some adjustment when it comes to prices and stuff like that, but I like this idea.
I still think the concept is good, because I like not being... It's weird to say penalized as a non-spellcaster, but...
Yes, that's for sure. That's what I wanted. Didn't want the potential to be a dead value for non-spellcasters. Meows. Well, welcome back everybody.
Hello.
Let's move for a more cinematic approach as dawn approaches. Oh god, this is also a little bit sad to look at.
No. Every time they show up on screen now.
It's remind. Okay, we're gonna put them in a clump of those on the pyre, and then we're gonna have a bunch of you over here that are alive.
That's sad. Who would have thought we'd be sad after we killed them, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we spent half the campaign with them now so far.
Yeah, more than half, I think. Yeah.
So that makes sense. We had some deep conversations with them. Oh, thank you so much, Emma.
I think Titania, specifically over Osprey, I guess Chrysanthe's body, is going to just say, Chrysanthi de Martoti. My enemy, my friend, my sister in arms. Be it in afterlife, reincarnation, or oblivion, I hope you can find a better life. One without pain. I swear to you and to all our fallen siblings that I will do my utmost to create a better world in which you need not endure all this. May whatever gods are out there preserve you and keep you safe. And she will step away.
So, no, go ahead.
Medea steps forward and has a quiet praying session for herself. Dennis is opening cry. Crocodile tears.
Name. Okay.
Akron would cry if their tear duct still worked.
Wow.
Oh
That's the
no.
most edgy thing I ever heard.
Yeah, I was trying to be. I have to break the tension somehow.
Anyone else want to do something in front of the makeshift pyres that you created during this night?
Aaron's not really going to be attending.
No. No, fair. Fair.
Ginevra will do the, the formal prayer and rites for all of them, but say a separate prayer to Lapuana for Mirren under her breath.
Yeah, basically going through the steps of ceremony without casting the spell. Yeah. Sure. But then mentally, like, giving it to Lapuana instead of Brian. Yeah?
Mm.
Sure, for sure. Okay. And then what remains of the fallen agents, the rather arrogant Falcon, and one of many soldiers. They become dust on the wind. And after dawn, you kind of collapse. And you have to take a bit of a sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, since you're not at the funeral, and since you haven't collapsed yet, is there anything specific that you do other than go for an early rest?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it depends on how much time there is, I suppose.
Well, you kind of have all of the nights. You probably did take a snooze, all of you, because you went up to the temple around like 1 in the morning. So all of this was basically resolved 1:30.
Okay, so a fair amount of time. Okay.
Yeah.
So as the humans are doing human things, he will wander a little bit into where are we? We're at, like, by the lake? No, we're
a little bit, up into the forest, beyond, like up here.
yeah.
But you can wander down to the shore if you want to, for sure.
Sure, why not? He'll go down to the the edge of the water. And he will kneel at the edge. And so many things go through his mind about what has just happened. But in the midst of the lamenting of perhaps the finalizing what he didn't want to finalize, he will close his eyes and say to himself, I'm not really alone. I remember you. And I call that which I know remains. And he will unfurl the leather strapping over his right arm and right hand glove, his right hand, and expose that of his soul mark. And he will look at it and placing his 2 fingers on the soul mark that's over his forearm, inner forearm. Close his eyes and begin the very long ritual summoning. And the edges of his soul mark begin to glow slightly in a silvery red manner. He doesn't produce any soul that comes out. And over the course of many hours, the soul mark that began glowing from the edges slowly increases it kind of flows into the middle until the whole of the soul mark is lit up as he reincarnates Zelia.
I can't wait for you to explain this to us.
There's like this neigh on the wind. Celia kind of just appears from the trees behind you. Trots forward, white mane in the mountain hair, like so beautiful, the king of horses kind of Gandalf moment.
Ajax, you got a lot of background noise coming through your mic.
Remember to push to talk. Thank you so much. And they immediately, trot forward and places their snoot in your hand.
The soul mark goes dim as the consumption is complete. And he begins to wrap up his hand and his forearm once more. Indeed. And he opens his eyes as he feels the snoot in his crick of his neck.
That a worm kind of yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And he reactively reaches up and pets her snoot and says, "Wasn't that bad now, was it? We've got a lot of journeying still to do, good girl. I'm glad you're back."
She's gonna
stand up.
She's gonna she's gonna shove you a little bit. Lay her ears back.
Hey, it's not the first time. you couldn't have made it where we were going.
It's gonna be interesting to see how you're gonna get where you are going because you're going this way.
Wait, what? No, we're not.
You're gonna continue traveling east, so it's gonna
I
be
thought you said
interesting.
we're going down, like towards.
Yeah. But
we
sometimes
passed.
you gotta go up before you go down.
No, we'll see how it goes.
You see how it goes. There's actually a saving grace to this, which is very lucky. We can, quickly go to the map. Doodles with Becky.
Oh boy.
Doodles.
What? Why does it return? Why does it jump back like that? Okay, there we go. Okay, hi. Here we are. So you oh god. You hold Alt. There we go. You're in this, valley over there by the red dot, right? And returning where you have gone. Yeah, I mean that's an option, but you can also try to just press this way, out of the thing. So
I think that's what we were gonna do. We
Yeah.
were
I
gonna
believe that was the
continue
plan,
on.
yeah. We were gonna
You're
go
like
through the mountains and
halfway,
head back.
already there and closer to Aldeholt this way anyway, so.
We might end up going back on the path to Fenby as well, but we could also just yeet up to Alderhold if we wanted to.
Yeah, for sure. But as you can see, there are some mountains here.
A little bit,
We'll just move them.
Yeah, huh. Oh, that's not the right place. Where we should be here. Alright, let's go back. Let's go back. It'd probably be fine. I'm gonna hand wave it. Alright, anything else?
No, I mean by the time it takes for that to happen, I guess the pyre scene is concluding.
Yeah, for sure. And a little bit like zombies, the humans come back to the camp tired, out of your mind. And before you collapse, Medea gives Acheron a wink and says, maybe next time you should try to put your hand inside of the bag. And then goes into attempt.
Yeah, sure, I trust her. I'll put my hand in the bag.
You're dead!
Serves me right. Fair enough.
This shouldn't be. It doesn't make any absolute fucking sense. But your hand goes further into a space that doesn't exist physically.
Fun and funky.
Acheron's gonna turn around to the group. Tia,
Yeah?
this bag is broken.
It's gonna come over, detect magic.
No, Acheron just puts the bag as far as it goes and waves their arm at you from with the bag on it.
It looks really weird,
I don't think
breaking.
this is how bags are supposed to work, Tia.
Give me just, 1 minute.
This is magic. I'm not just psychotic, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me that and just pulls it
Okay.
off. Pulls it off your arm and is gonna take the minute to cast Identify.
Alright, okay. Extreme curiosity fights against extreme exhaustion for 10 minutes.
Identify with Soul Mastery is only 1 minute. I don't need to
Okay.
cast it as a ritual.
Alright, for 5 seconds. And, wait, so you're doing Detect Magic or Identify?
Identify.
Identify. In your hand is a bag of mini holding.
Mini board.
Well, it holds 100 kilos or 1,000 liters,
Oh.
and it weighs 3.5 kilos, no matter what's in it.
What does it do?
Yeah, this has a magical space inside of it that allows it to hold a significantly larger amount of weight or volume than it should. I believe if we want to see what is inside it, we can turn it inside out. So you might want to get a good amount of space before you do.
So it's this very faded linen on the
Like-
outside, but the inside has this very beautiful, like, golden silk, and within the silk, woven into it, is Coptic runes.
I think we'll mess with this in the morning.
Yeah, let's
We're
get some.
gonna take the bag. So, in the morning we should probably talk about that rock we found.
Yeah, if you have answers about it, I'd love to hear.
Let's
I'm
do
not
it in the
entirely
morning.
familiar with. How familiar is Titania with soul gems? You didn't really tell me what their purpose was or what they do.
Oh, okay. So
I can make an occult check if you'd like, or history, or whatever, or you can just tell me.
well, I can tell you the little that you know is that you know theoretically that they work as a soul mark.
Oh.
Yeah, but not attached to a person. It's an object that is basically a soul mark. Yeah.
How does that work with the spells known thing?
Oh no,
Or
it
is that
doesn't have
something I
any
need to
spells known or
experiment with?
spell slots. It just imprisons
Is-
souls.
It's just to keep souls. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
It's like a battery of souls.
It's
Like,
battery.
you don't have to hold
like
them
a
in your mark.
pearl of power for souls instead of spell slots, or
Well, that's actively horrifying
or a
for
bag of
Acheron.
holding, but specifically souls.
Great. Acheron's gonna love finding that out. I think
Let's talk about
Acheron's
more.
going to bed.
Yeah, let's go to sleep, but we'll talk about things in the morning.
All right, you guys sleep for a long time. You're exhausted.
Can we roll hit die in our sleep, or do we naturally get?
You
Healed.
regain half your HD first,
Nice.
lowest first, then to highest, and then you spend HD to
Okay.
gain hit points.
So you regain half of the lowest one, or half starting from the lowest.
Yeah, half starting from the lowest and up.
Okay.
Premonition dice hate me these past few sessions.
Damn.
And do you round up or down with that half? So I have 3.
You run down.
Okay, so I just get 1 back.
I luckily saved mine from last time, so
And do we get to roll them? Sorry, what was the second part that you said?
Minimum 1, but run down. Yeah. So you regain and then you roll for the day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You roll. Right.
Yes, indeed.
I think I just need 1d8.
And you add your vitality modifier to each die that you
You mean
decide to
minus?
roll. I spoke too soon.
Oh. Oh god. Let's roll another one, shall we?
I will
wait, no, I need to roll
allow you.
a
I
10,
will allow
sorry.
you to get a pitiful 1. Okay.
Thanks. I need to roll a different one.
Holy shit, I've never seen that before.
Wow.
Okay.
Crazy.
I think you have to put that into the rulebook that you
no.
can't get negative.
Yeah,
Like,
I probably
negative health
need,
dice.
but I don't know. That's also like GM ruling
mean,
rather
I can't-
than
you can't get
creator
negative,
Frostmark ruling.
you hurt yourself in your sleep.
They hurt itself in the
You know, to
confusion.
just sleep in the wrong
4 in the morning.
position. There's just this, rock that is just, unfortunate place. You wake up with a stiff neck.
Mood.
Oh yeah, mood.
Sleep is evil.
It is.
Cool, I'm over half health now. See, like, it's great having health, but then you need to spend more to actually have health. It's just this vicious cycle of never being healthy.
Wait, yeah, because
Well-
your max points is 50 now, right?
It is now.
You don't magically heal stab wounds during 8 hours? What?
Maybe you don't. I'm built different.
Wow.
Get there.
Touche.
Alrighty.
Wait, where do I have your...
Oj, varför var jag inte...
Do I have that? Maybe I don't. What is your passive perception, everybody?
Me?
Everybody.
19.
18.
14.
Our passives are so fucking high.
Jeez.
For the people.
My passive perception went up by 1 because of proficiency bonus increase, so...
Me too.
Wait, does it increase?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All your skills
It's,
go up.
never mind. It's 20 now.
Passive perception is 20? Holy fuck.
Something like that. Well, if it increased by 1, if my passive was 19 and it's increased even by 1, it's 20 now.
Ah, but you guys are sleeping, so... Very heavily.
But still, passive perception of 20, it's so good.
Okay. I will allow...
But it also makes sense because, like, I was raised to, like, not be, you know, I was raised in an environment where people tried to
So-
kill me in my sleep all the time,
those
so.
who have a higher perception or equal to 17 may roll me a perception composure check.
Perception
Don't make me
composure.
roll. But.
Perception composure.
And this is where I will die.
How much is that?
Yeah, I gotta go look at my skills because I just
Sorry.
updated them all, so I've actually been rolling the wrong numbers all day. Perception
perception-
composure?
Yeah, perception composure.
Okay, this might be the wrong number, so we're just gonna hope I'm right.
Well,
My
how many
composure's
ranks
so
do you have
bad.
in perception?
Oof, nice.
3,
Okay, so
and I have a +3 to
yeah.
composure.
So that turns into +5, and you have a +3 in composure.
Yeah.
All
Plus
right,
8 is
yeah,
right,
+8,
yeah.
that is correct.
I'm observant.
Thank God Titania and Akron are asleep in the same tent. Look at those rolls.
Hypervigilant now.
You hear
It's
a
all the
rustling-
trauma.
You hear a rustling in the tent.
I'm immediately waking up and preparing to be violent. What is it?
You peek at your head and you see Medea leading the camp.
No, I'm getting up. I'm gonna try to stealthily follow her.
Do I hear this as well?
No.
No, everybody else is asleep.
Okay.
Do you need a stealth check?
That I do.
Dex or cunning?
Considering the terrain and that you're not really hiding, it's more like being quiet than dexterity.
23.
23. Damn, girl.
I'm stealthy as fuck.
She would have an eye out for this. Yeah, okay. No. That is stealthy as fuck. She has a backpack, and she is stealthily leaving camp, moving towards the shore.
I'm gonna wait till we get a tiny ways, not super far outside of camp. Maybe just like to like the edge of it.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving without a goodbye.
Fuck.
You should know better than to try this with me, Medea. After all, we did used to sneak out together all of the time.
Well, I was banking on you being really, really tired.
That's never stopped me from waking up before. What are you doing?
I am going to relieve myself.
I can't let you return to her, Medea.
I am not.
Then where are you going?
I'm returning to Crowhill. What Marin said is right. There's something more going on here, and I know that they don't listen that well to us agents, but I do think that I have some. I bear the witness to some crazy shit, and I think the leadership needs to know.
Are you fucking stupid? Tell me you're not this dumb. Medea, we used to kill people like us. This is exactly the sort of thing that gets you on one of our lists. For someone who doesn't want to die, you're awfully stupid about it.
No. It's not. I want to redeem myself. I want to die in the right way. I don't want to be tormented. And I think this is the right thing to do.
We passed up our chance to die the right way when we chose to graduate.
There must be some salvation, right? Princess, you never talked about it. That I should follow my heart.
And your heart is in Crowhill? With them?
All I know that there are too many agents surrounding Irene that are either doing or dying for some very strange reasons.
So stay with us and help us get actual proof instead of running off with a half-baked theory that no one's gonna listen to.
Can I really?
You know, just as well as I, they're not gonna listen to you. You're an agent, not a soldier, not a priest.
There are tensions between Colin and Irene and the rest. There's an inquiry now because of what you guys did.
Good. Let
Yes,
them
agree.
do it. Stay
How does
with
it
us where
help
it's
me?
safe.
How does this help me? What do I report to the church if I follow you after all the agents are dead?
Nothing.
This is my saving grace. Helping you walking into that heretical territory after all the agents are dead is a death sentence. Being a good little soldier and reporting back when realizing that I am out-knifed, that might save me.
Don't do this, Medea. Maybe if you weren't so focused on dying, you'd actually see that you have a real chance to live an actual life.
I never had that.
No, you didn't. We never did, but now we can. If we get enough, we can trade this. Even if we can't stop it. We can run away to Bjornhelm or something. Hide with them. They accept people who flee from the church. We have powerful information. We can trade it for safety.
Pay on help. problematic soldiers, they die. Even if we trade this, and they pretend to be happy about it, after a few years we're dead anyway.
At least we'll be happy for a couple of years. Isn't that enough?
I don't want oblivion. You don't understand how lonely it is. How empty.
I understand that you're scared. I
Scared?
can't
I'm
let you.
terrified.
I can't let you report back, Medea. I can't do it. I won't let you. Don't make me do this. I'm faster than you. We
So,
both know it.
This is the true ultimatum, huh?
Yeah.
GG.
Either
I don't like that.
I become a true heretic and die in a couple of years, consigned to the cold embrace of oblivion, or I die right here with the spot of getting into the solar realm. Is that the spot you want to put me in?
You're either the Medea I love or my enemy. And you know what we do to our enemies.
That's cold, Corey.
You chose the church.
No, I chose me.
And that you are allowed to.
Then let me go.
I can't because you going is all of our deaths. For someone who's so afraid of oblivion, I wouldn't think you'd want to wish that on other people. But I guess that's the difference between
Do you
you
not
and
have
me.
any faith in me that I would try to spin it to give you the best light possible and put as much of focus as possible of the church on Irene?
I think you would do your best.
Oh fuck.
And I think that
This is my only shot. This is your best shot.
I
This
think
This way I'm useful.
Slow.
this way you're still dead, except now there's the chance that they're going to torture you, or worse. I believe that you wouldn't give us up, but we both know that no one holds out forever.
But at least I will die knowing that I did the right thing.
Vanguard? Kolikateka?
What more can we wish for as agents?
To live. We could wish to live.
I tried to live, and it ended in my death and in my resurrection into the same hellhole that I already was in. This is
And
my
I'm
out.
sorry for that.
This is my out. Can you love me enough to let me go?
Akron's gonna open their mouth and scream as loud as possible, trying to wake up people in the camp.
Oh, okay. Medea's gonna run.
I'm taking off after her.
Getting up, going.
I mean,
There we
you're
go.
10
Hand.
meters away. And it's
I
10
can cross that in one
no, no.
round.
10 minutes
Okay.
away is the
Oh.
shore to... Ah, okay, 5 minutes away. The
Yeah, hold on.
shoreline
You're gonna TP about-
to...
I
Yeah.
would have.
No, you're
I
right.
said I
You
would've
stopped her a
stopped in
little
the
bit
out-
closer.
Yeah.
Right.
I stopped her at like I would have stopped her when she passed the gate. I'm not letting her get so far away that like
Alright, so just... a
nobody
little
can
bit out.
catch up. Acheron, unfortunately for her, Acheron is a little too well trained to let that happen.
Okay. So, I think both of us is speed 8, right?
I have a speed of 10 meters.
Alright.
Here we go.
My whole thing is speed.
So... Alright, in 4 turns you're able to catch up with her. You guys are still a little bit groggy, so...
I kind of feel like we're going to be really a part of this, so... I mean, we can catch up, but it's a ways
Yeah.
away.
I think this combat is going to start without you, and you might be able to catch up later if this goes on further, but...
Yeah.
I just need to be able to see, like, if there's any light source on them. I don't need to catch up because I can shoot from, like, ages
This
Just
is
away.
fine.
after dawn, like when you all kind of passed out. So it's maybe like 8 in the morning or something like that. So
As long as I'm within 120 meters, I can shoot.
there's the cover trees.
Okay.
This is still in the forest part.
Right.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
change the music first of all.
So we should be. My goal was like I did not want Acheron to actually like step out of the gate, and I wanted it to be like.
She was
Not
already
super far.
rather quickly, like when you put out
Oh,
your
okay.
head, she was already passing the gates.
Okay, well then I would have been maybe halfway.
Tower.
Acheron would have kept himself.
And then you said that you stealthed after her for a little
Yeah.
bit. So you're probably like a minute outside of camp.
That's
So
fine.
just to give you context, Bexxy, it's likely Aaron will whistle for Zelia, jump on Zelia, and then hold his hand out for
Right.
Titania.
And how fast does Celia run?
8
8.
meters.
I'm faster than your horse.
I mean,
You want
Yeah.
an initiative roll from everybody?
On a short,
Yeah.
short bursts. Yeah.
horses can go much farther than you
That's fair.
faster.
Prolonged chases, you start rolling vitality saving throws for exhaustion.
Yeah.
Penny stoked.
Indeed. Okay.
Yeah. What do you need from me?
I mean, to let Celia like awake, getting out of the tent, gathering your stuff, being tired, asking yourself some stuff. We're gonna let Medea and Acheron have one turn together as Acheron catches up, and then we're gonna roll initiative and like try to chunk this. And that's basically your time of like getting dressed, catching, taking your weapons in your hand, stepping out of the tent, getting Celia, Yeah. Okay, so you screamed, Medea ran.
Initiative?
Yeah. Initiative between you two.
That hasn't changed, right?
Coconut. please.
Unless your dex improved or you have the bard ability like Titania's.
Uh, 18.
8.
Varför har du inte
This is not what I wanted to happen.
A little upset.
Acheron's just a little too well trained for this.
Ja, jag tänker ta den nästa level, men...
At least I have 2 attacks now.
All right, no, you're right. You both have mobile as well.
Jag tänkte bara...
So-
Yep, which is
Actually not. You're actually traveling 16 and 20 meters per turn.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
How
then you can
far-
then you can also dash as a normal action. Jesus Christ, this is supernatural inhuman speed going on.
Yep.
But the question is how many turns you can keep this up. So it's actually, let's see, 8 times 3 per turn. She movement, action.
Well,
so 30
so-
meters and 24 meters.
Usain Bolt type shit. How far is she from me in this first?
In the first, I mean, you would be in talking distance. So, yeah, 10 meters away. Where as you were talking.
Okay.
She would be keeping the distance.
Well then, can I close that in my first turn with my movement?
Well,
If this
you
is like
screamed
a-
she ran, right?
Okay, so
And then you
yeah,
ran.
so how far is she? Yeah, so how much
She's-
movement do I need to close in?
So, 34 meters on the first turn.
I don't think I can get that, but I can get 30
No.
if I.
Yeah, and
double
30, and
dash.
then shh. Well, you're within 4 meters of her then. Okay.
Right there.
All right. She is going to twist her body in the air and unleash a crossbow attack at you.
Addict.
1 second before you tell me if it hits or not. I'm gonna look for the thing because I have the deflect missiles thingy.
Mhm.
Let me find it.
Jag vet inte varför, men jag kan inte kasta med fucking ultimate.
Fuck, where is it? There it is. Okay, so I guess tell me if it hits first.
24.
Definitely hits. So I can reduce the damage by 1d10 plus dex, which is 4, plus discipline level, which is 5. So 1d10 plus 9.
All right.
So let me know what that damage is.
Yeah. There's no sneak attack available.
Good.
And she doesn't have that activated yet because you haven't. Yeah, so that's 7 damage.
What the fuck?
And her speed
Can
slows
I burn a
down.
mastery point to throw it back?
You may. Well, first of all, you need to see if you catch it. First of
It's
all.
a
Oh
plus
yeah,
9.
that too. Yeah.
Even if they roll
1d10 plus
1,
9, yeah.
it would still be more.
All right.
Yeah, it's 1d10 plus 9. So but I'll
Yeah,
roll
yeah.
anyways if you
Then-
want.
Then you don't take any damage at all.
Which means I can catch it and throw it back. So
Did you get?
missile counts as unarmed for the attack. So
She's in with 4 meters, and that's within your throwing range. You should not get disadvantage.
yeah, so I just gotta. What would my modifier be? Would it be my
You should say.
regular
It should be
attack?
all the same math as your unarmed attack.
Okay. It's a 22. To hit.
Or she's
Which-
gonna catch it too.
Does that hit?
No, that does hit.
It's just us throwing back the same arrow.
Yeah, it's all
Over.
math 3
You're
points
just-
over, and I'm
Same
To catch
balls.
up and you're playing catch with some arrows.
Would have been amazing.
Unfortunately, it's only 1 reaction per round.
Oh, God.
Jesus! Why did the dice want her to die?
Alright. Okay.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Alright. It lands. Despite like twisting around and like running backwards as she shoots you, and you running after her, catching, the thing, and still running to catch up with her in that movement of crazy speeds that is quite supernatural in nature. Your soul's burning. You manage to fling back the bolt that kind of launches itself into her upper upper forearm. She kind of cringes in pain. Alright, your turn.
My turn?
Yeah,
How close is she?
4 meters.
I'm closing the gap and taking my attacks. Which I get 2 now.
Yay!
That's not gonna hit.
Thank you so much for being here, JJ. See you around.
I don't think a 13 hits, but I am going
13 does
to
not
burn a mastery point anyway for the...
She kind of deflects it with the crossbow as she stubs it away.
By bonus action, I'm doing the...
Give more
23 on the
attacks.
other hand is a hit.
Yep. And I need a dexterity saving throw.
Alright. Only one though.
Yep.
Oh, only 1 hit. Yike.
Let me know what the dex save was.
17.
I think that passes. So, what would be my saving throw number for my effect?
It's probably 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus
Yeah.
and
Plus dexterity.
Plus dexterity, I think. It should say in the skill or in the ability.
Jesus. That's full damage again.
Oh my
8
god.
more points.
Vet att den här tiny
Yeah, let me look up there. It's
in bottom and it's random.
yeah,
right?
I see it. 8. So yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Takes 8 more damage though.
Right. Okay, she's gonna do 2 dagger attacks at you since you're up close after pummeling her.
I mean, actually, no, I'd run back a little bit if I can get within 30 feet. I'm keeping my. Sorry, I forgot it's not a thing. I'm not letting her touch me. I know how this works. We've sparred before, so I'm gonna leave. That's problem with going first in the round is she could never use her mobile thing because she doesn't get to attack. Or I guess she can like leave from me, but I can catch up. So
That's true.
yeah, I'm gonna back up a bit. If she wants to come up to me, that's on her, but because I'm not going the full.
That's true. I need to remember this kind of cat and game. Alright. No, so in reaction to you slugging her in the face, she's gonna use her reaction and move 4 meters away from you instead.
Oh, okay.
And then spend her cunning action and movement to move a further 16 meters away and then hold her action. She's 20 meters away.
Mm-hmm.
And your turn. And this after this turn, we are going to what initiative for you guys?
I have a lot of knives now.
Back away. Back away.
Yeah, no.
Holding, waiting for you to approach.
Might as well give it a go. So I will approach, I think. Gonna hope I can tank
movement,
whatever the
cunning
fuck
action?
she does. Actually, bonus action, apply one of the poisons to my knife.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones Bogdana gave me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move in.
Okay. She attacks first.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. 24.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
Nej, han var i när det hände.
Alright. That's 4 damage. But I need you to...
We're both playing this game, I see.
I never thought this would be the scene that'd get me to cry. Fuck.
Yeah, I need you to do a vitality saving throw.
Okay.
Jag tror det var för...
Can I use my GM inspiration to reroll that?
Yes, for any roll.
Okay, we're gonna do that again. That's not much better.
You take 18 poison damage. And you feel a poison pulsating through your veins, but whatever else it will do, there's an incubation period.
I'm making my attack then.
I'm dead.
Is it regular or is it disadvantaged?
Why would it be disadvantaged?
I don't know
What's-
if I have the
what's
poison condition yet.
Condition applied?
Oh,
It hasn't the incubation period yet. I wouldn't think it did.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no. You only take immediate poison damage, and then.
Well, I'm attacking with my own shit. There's 22 to hit with my own poison blade.
Oh my god, you guys.
And the second one's a 13. Except I don't know what the poison is, so.
No.
What you do, so.
I do. So 22 hits. So let's first of all roll damage.
That was with a knife, so. Same thing.
And I need to do a vitality saving throw.
Seven
yeah,
damage. Is that a fail or a save from the, yep, that's.
That I'm gonna do a dirty inspiration. I'm gonna spend, I don't know how much exaltation this is, 40 or 60 to do a dirty inspiration. Okay, that didn't help me. So no.
Just poison each other.
Yeah.
Some Romeo and Juliet shit.
No!
God.
Don't even say that. No.
This is the least fun fight I think I've ever been in.
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage.
So we poisoned each other. Great. Also, both of us have like shit fucking health from the last fight we were in.
Yeah.
How is she looking, by the way?
Well, I'm gonna roll the poison damage. There's also an incubation period for this. Okay. She is looking rather roughed up.
And you know what? No, I've already used my bonus action. Never mind. Movement. I'm gonna step away a bit.
This is a
And from your attack, she's gonna use her agile mobility and move out of the way as well. Go 4 meters out of the way. Move further into the forest, and then I'm gonna do a cunning action hide. Jesus Christ.
I'm so fucked.
Okay.
Okay. Can I get initiative from everybody?
Yep. My initiative has gone up by 1 due to Master of Some, so it's now +4.
Donna is not gonna. It's not gonna care. So many errands. Oopsie-doopsie.
You don't have to add an errand. The macro does it for me.
Alright. Alright. So she attempts to run into the forest, take a bunch of really sharp turns, and disappear from your sight. So if you wanna, keep up with where she's going, you have to roll a perception intelligence.
Who does?
As a what?
You do.
She's hiding, so you
Oh,
have to
okay. Yeah.
roll perception intelligence to see her.
Why does roll 20 hate me?
Wow! You actually lose her. You're not sure where she went. Holy shit! Okay.
We
Interesting.
can probably find her.
Interesting, Geneva. You guys walk up to a scream. You, from that you recognize to be Acheron, you're super groggy. You haven't regained all of your hit points yet. You know what we roll because you need a long rest for that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically half of what you regained, if that makes sense. You hear Aaron calling up for Celia, who trots up. Aaron brings up Titania towards back. You know what you do.
Yeah.
I bring my bow and arrows and run in the direction that I heard the scream.
Okay.
I'm not sure the lay of the land, whether we look down on them, whether we have to crest something or what to see Acheron and etc. So basically whether I have to use my entire turn to run
Yeah, so
or whether I
walking
can...
speed is basically 6 meters, and if there's 1 minute away, and there's 5 seconds rounds. Oh god.
Why add them to the
We're
turn
times
order if
6,
they're not gonna
so there's
do
6
anything?
rounds per minute?
I can only see 6 meters in front of me.
50. There's 12 rounds per minute. And you can move. Okay.
If
12
you're
times 6, so
poisoned,
60.
Acheron, and we need to be on the turn order to come and
They
save
were
you.
like 80 meters
That might
away from
matter.
camp originally, and then they have ran
We only ran like 30.
120 meters away from camp. Wow, that was a
That's
lot of
fine.
math. Thank you, Bray.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
Though the trees, of course, are breaking up this kind of vision.
So are we flat and there's trees all around us?
yes.
And they've just run...
It's
through
more
trees.
like it's a little bit of a decline towards the shore. I
Mm.
think. But
Okay,
there's
so
trees
I
all
heard it
around.
coming from towards the shore.
Yes. Well,
Okay,
originally.
and I can't see Acheron?
Not anymore, but you heard the scream to be closer, to be westward.
Okay,
Because
so
it was
if I can't see them, then I'll run my movement towards the direction until I can see Acheron.
Okay.
Um,
So,
and-
yeah, 108 meters away.
but I'm trying to understand how far do I have to run to be able to see something. If we're higher up, I don't have to run literally in front of her to see her. I could, if I'm 100 meters away, that's still fine.
20 meters of vision with this trees.
Okay.
Because you're not
Right.
higher than the trees, and you cannot see through the trees, that's below you.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm
Then
sure you can
I'll-
see more of the terrain, but the trees still cover what's below them.
Okay.
So you probably need to be 20-25 meters away from her to be able to
Okay.
spot her.
Then I can use my movement, my action, and my bonus action to move.
Alright,
double
yeah, because
dash.
you're cunning action.
Yeah.
Right.
So is that
So-
6 times 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually
We're
24.
so fast. We're never gonna be able to keep
So
up.
96. Okay. Alright. Great. Titania, you kind of giving the reins away when it comes to movement.
Yeah, Titania
anything you want to
is
do
just
with an
gonna.
action?
Titania is gonna say, "Aaron, get us there, please, Kaya," and is gonna get bardic artist inspiration to Aaron.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Alright.
I don't really have anything I can do with my action right now, so other than
Alright.
cast spells, which I don't know what's going on, so nothing for the moment.
Aaron, you don't know where they are in your turn.
But we can follow the scream.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I said Acheron. Like,
Oh, can I
on your
look?
turn-
Can I try to find her?
Sure.
Make another check or something? What would it
Do
be?
another check. The perception intelligence.
17?
17 indeed. Well, let's see.
If not, I can also burn potential for dirty inspiration.
Well, you with dirty inspiration, you gotta declare it before the outcome.
Oh, I'll wait.
All right.
And if not, I'll just move in the direction I saw her go.
You're still not sure.
I'm just moving in the direction I saw her go, and I'll let out another little shout, hoping that the others are on their way.
Yeah, that definitely works. Okay.
Det där var mest fucking
Jeez. Okay.
shit games vi har spelat. Nej, jag spelade inte ens bra den där.
Okay. Aaron.
Commanding Zelia to gallop, dash, movement dash in the direction of the shout, and with the artistic words of inspiration given to me in my ear by Titania, holding on. My eyes will be flicking through the foliage to see if I can spot Medea.
Jag tror inte att de där fucking...
Okay. Also basically 100 meters away. Jesus Christ. All right.
Should I roll
Yeah.
perception?
Oh, well, I mean, even with Celia moving, I mean, you're also 120 meters away from the first
Oh, okay.
stream.
So I'll just move,
Yeah.
double dash, and hold on to the artist inspiration until I
Like,
can
they
actually
moved
get.
very quickly away from the first scream, so, yeah, okay. Alright. And you guys hear the second scream, so you kind of reorient yourself a little bit, so that definitely helps. Sure. Medea is going to do secret stuff on her turn. She doesn't attack, at least. Ginevra, continue.
I'm gonna keep doing my triple movement until I'm within a range where I can use my action to my bonus action, sorry, to search for hidden creatures.
Alright. Okay, so we were at like 96, so we move to 72. Okay. Titonia?
Titania's not gonna do anything this turn. She's just gonna hold on to Aaron and Zelia and just wait until I could see things.
Okay. Right, Ekra.
I'm gonna look for her again.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20. 26.
Oh,
Literally the best I could do.
Well, she rolled a 19, so she's not far after you, but a crit is a crit. So you do hear some rustling in a bush about 30 meters away. It's a little bit rough though. So you'll be able to like go onto the tail, or her tail, and get like advantage next time you try to search for her.
Okay. And
you
I'll
haven't,
continue.
pinpointed her completely because she did move quite away from you.
Yeah, okay. I'll head that way and take the advantage and just continue making sound, shout like over here or something like that, so that they can keep finding
I'm
me.
here. Yeah.
triangulate the location, Titania. Do your extra math.
Okay.
Is trigonometry a thing yet? I hope
Well,
so.
if Osprey was here, perhaps. I should say, Chrysanthe. Since she was a math whiz. Okay, Aaron.
I will continue galloping until I'm close enough to be able to do an action. So I can move, 16 meters around
Yeah.
with a dash.
Yeah, okay, so 16. So you were at 104. So 88. Jeez. God. Okay, Medea's turn. She do what she does. Nerva continues running. And you're moving 24, and you were down at 72, 68, 48. Alright, you're getting there. Getting closer. And it also, you know, you're like changing your path according to Acheron, so. Okay. Titania?
Yeah, I think actually Titania's gonna use the help action for Aaron in case Aaron needs to make any checks. That's the best I can do. That's my turn. If Aaron needs to make any checks, help action.
Okay. So 2 rounds of 3 rounds basically have passed for both of them. Okay. Alright, Acheron.
You said I get advantage this time?
Yes, you do.
I did not roll that right, so let's roll again. It did not roll 2. Oh, I see what I did. Because I put a 1 instead of a 2, so that would probably be it. 1 second.
Yeah. 2d20, keep highest one.
Oh my lord. 21.
21. Alright. You were able to find her between the trees.
Assuming that means it's my action to look.
Not necessarily. When it comes to finding hidden people, right? How do you usually rule with this, Adrian? Like, it's
What?
an active check to find somebody hidden? Seems a lot
Usually
of-
it depends. I mean, if you ask for a call. I mean, it's your how you want to play it is up to
Yeah.
you. It's like
There's just a lot of resources being used for somebody that's hidden.
you have the movement
It's an
still. Depends
action.
how far they are away.
True. I don't think I've written anything else about that. It's usually passive checks against an active high check. But since we're rolling active for the for the juicy drama, let's say that those things have been bonus actions. You know, bonus
Okay.
action to hide, bonus action to check. That is fair.
So, how far away?
Well, since you have been... Well, she cannot dash because that would give her disadvantage. And you'd use your bonus action to not use cunning action because, you checked. She's still slower than you are and you were still moving. Well, she is within your 20-meter range. Yes. For your bonus
So if
action
I-
and movement. For your action to move and your bonus action to move. Because your main action and your movement. Because you use your bonus action to check. You see what I mean?
Yeah. So I'd have to dash to reach her.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I'm just going to get close then, within like 10 feet.
She's gonna
And-
curse rather
For my
loudly.
no, that's a bonus action, isn't it? Damn it. You know what? For my action, I can still make 2 attacks. I have the knives to throw. Might as well.
To throw knives, that's 4-8 for the distance.
412.
Is it 4-12? Alright, then, yeah, no. Sure, then you can throw knives at disadvantage. Thank you so much, Soggy, for being here. Hope you have a great sleep.
How does it keep lowest?
KL
KL.
instead of KH.
That's for the first one. Oh, I'm dumb. I see what I did. Yep, I see what I did.
KL1.
This is difficult.
No worries. I know how it is.
There, so that's 16 for the first one.
That still hits. Wow.
And 19 for the second one.
Alright. 2 daggers. Full damage.
It's gonna roll them both separately, I guess. It's 14 damage.
Right, so she's kind of running, like, going past a tree trunk. But you curve your knives a little bit in the air, into an arc. And then you hear a jelp and somebody crashing into the underbrush.
Crashing into the underbrush?
Crashing into the underbrush, yeah. Considering the speeds you two were going at.
That's my turn.
Alright, Aaron moves another 16 from, gosh darn it, 88, 78,
Man.
None of us are having a
72.
good time.
Everything is pain right now.
Alright, Medea does a step save. Okay. Ginevra moves another 24 from, oh gosh, what was it, 60 something?
I think it was 48.
48, yeah right, it was 48, so 20, you see Akron.
Okay. I think I had to use everything in order to be within that 24.
Yeah, because if you're at 24, 24 meters
Yeah.
away, basically
So I
from
can see them,
Akron,
but that's the end of
when
my
you
turn.
Yes, you see Akron at the end of your turn, at the end of that mad dash. You are panting heavily. Yeah, very soon you're gonna start rolling exhaustion levels if you're gonna continue, but hey, here we are at the end of it. Alright, Titania, on a horsey.
Same thing, help action to Aaron, that's all I can do.
And, alright, Acheron.
I'm gonna go finish the job.
Oh, I can stabilize.
Why? This was the point.
This is threatening. You don't have to kill her.
It's
I'm gonna
Acheron's
way out of
choice.
this.
Okay.
Acheron gave what
I mean, I
told
can
him.
scream this. I can see her.
You're with
You're
us
not
or you're
enti-
against us, and I
see
gave
you.
her a choice. So
You
yeah,
can see
good
her,
for
but you're not
you.
entirely sure what's going on, Ginevra.
Finishing the job.
Yeah, true.
You know, the
True.
you just know that Acheron is in, peril, but you don't know what kind of peril. Okay, so Ginevra is lying unconscious on the
Medea.
ground. Yeah, but sorry, God, fuck. Medea is lying unconscious with her face to the side, like stomach to the ground, bleeding from 2 torso wounds from these knives in the underbrush.
Gonna make it quick.
Her a little bit of blood coming down from her mouth, her auburn, slightly curled hair, kind of mess around her face, sweat in her forehead. What do you do?
I'm gonna do this as mercifully as possible and just let jugular bleed out in seconds. There's just a soft "I'm sorry." Yep. And then I'm gonna go through her backpack and try to figure out what I got poisoned with.
Don't you still have to roll?
To hit while she's on the ground?
Yeah, it's advantage, but still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. It's an auto crit, so 2 death saves.
No, you just have to hit once, and it'll be.
I get 2 attacks as an action, so
16
Oh.
hits, so it's fine. She's dead. Yeah, you would just softly whisper, "I'm sorry," and then slit her main artery, and there's just this sigh as Medea loses her life for a second time. And with that, we're going to end this episode of Asia's Return. Woohoo! Yay!
So happy, guys. I'm so happy when I play with you all.
Second Bible thumps.
Nothing bad will ever happen to us.
Oh god. Here we are.
Oh,
Fun times.
Fun times, yeah.
That's rough, buddy.
Once more to the void, dear